How's this going, Jake? How's that?
Steve Cassidy's mechanic business in Sydney's western suburbs is busy.
How you going over here, Jake?
He sends some of his workers out to service trucks, but it's becoming increasingly more expensive to do that.
I think 12 months ago we were paying something like, I think it was $1.20 a litre, and now today I was driving to work, it's nearly $1.60 a litre.
One of his biggest costs, fuel, has jumped more than 7% during the past few months and almost 25% for the year. That pushed quarterly inflation up almost 1%, with prices now 3% higher than they were a year ago. Critically, the Reserve Bank's preferred measure, trimmed mean inflation, is now 2.1%, taking it within the RBA's 2 to 3% target range for the first time in 6 years.
If we see this trend continuing into 2022, then it certainly could bring forward interest rate rises.
Across the Pacific, New Zealand's annual inflation jumped to 4.9% this month, and its central bank lifted rates for the first time in 7 years. The RBA has been adamant interest rates here won't move until 2024. But it's clear, with inflation now within its target range, money market interest rates also shooting up and house prices increasing more than 20% in the past year, pressure is building to lift rates sooner. Prices for new homes bought by owner-occupiers rose more than 3%. It's the largest rise in 21 years. As the demand for housing grows and supply chains remain constrained, builders like Joel Hating are being slugged with rising material costs.
We're getting price rises every 3 to 4 months from timber, hardwood materials, fixings. Everything just seems to be going up and up.
While price rises aren't unusual, he says the number of increases and the amount they're lifting has been exorbitant, in one case as much as 24%.
You walk a fine line balancing between pricing yourself, covering your costs, or pricing yourself out of work. It's difficult.
Global supply chain constraints have impacted the price of items we import. What's critical in the months ahead is if those constraints continue and keep inflation elevated, or if the rises are only temporary.
This is going on right around the world, but is it going to fade as we get into 2022 and trade becomes more normalised? I think the trends themselves, though, are not going to be long-lasting.
As the economy recovers from the COVID downturn, the cost to run a business and a household looks set to rise for now.
The profit margin has gone down, there's no two ways about that. You've always got to keep your eye on it and adjust things as they go.
A balancing act that could be the challenge as we head into 2022.